Once again, time for another edition of The World According to Fred. Hillary Clinton gave a bullshit speech yesterday, accusing Trump of being a racist, and basically accusing all of his followers of being racist, and stating that he is stirring up the ugliest elements within the country of all this closeted racist types, this alt-right is what she calls it. I never even heard that phrase before until yesterday. Alt-right, what the fuck does that mean? She basically said that 13.3 million people that voted for Trump in the primaries are all a bunch of racists. Me and everybody else who voted for him. Personally, I don't like that shit. I find that insulting. I find it very insulting. I'm sick of this crap with the Democrat Party playing this racism card every election cycle. More so during presidential elections, but even during the midterms. This is the most powerful weapon in their arsenal. They're not ashamed to use it. They use it a lot. It's very effective. All you do is point, aim, fire, and somebody's tarred and feathered as a racist. And it ruins careers. It prevents people from getting elected. And they're very good at it. They do it a lot. You think that this is happening right now just because Donald Trump is running? Please don't kid yourself. If Ben Carson had been the candidate, she'd be accusing him of racism. If Mahatma Gandhi or Jesus Christ were the candidate of the GOP, they'd be getting accused of being racism because it's what they do. It's all that they do, and it's the only effective tool they have when they have no other argument. Hillary has no record to run on. She has no accomplishments at all. She can't point to anything that she's done in public life and use it as an example of anything worthy of her becoming president. She has a long list of disasters that are in her wake. It's like a black cloud over her head that follows her everywhere she goes. Her and Bill. The Clintons are a train wreck. The Clinton Foundation is a Ponzi scheme. It's one of the biggest money laundering schemes in the world. They take in hundreds of millions of dollars in donations from Wall Street, from foreign governments, from repressive Arab regimes that repress women and gays, and yet she claims to be the champion of women's rights and gay rights, and it's all a bunch of bullshit because she took that money from countries that throw gays off the roofs of buildings and behead them publicly and put them in jail for being gay. This from countries that will publicly stone a woman to death if she's raped, will beat a woman in the middle of the street if she's seen walking without a male escort of her own family. She's taken lots of money from countries that do shit like that, and yet she has the audacity to talk about racism? Who the fuck does she think she is? Who are these people that are supporting her? I know that Hillary has her followers just like Trump has his followers, and they're all cemented in their opinion, and they're not going to sway no matter what. But where are all these Bernie followers? Where's your outrage? You know, the Democratic Party, they rigged the game. They made it so your guy couldn't win. He had a really good chance to win. He probably could have won and should have won if they hadn't have hamstrung him from the very beginning. And you're going to stick with that party? Their only job of the DNC is to ensure that the primaries are fair and that everybody gets a fair shake. And yet emails that were leaked out proven otherwise. Hillary is inherently incompatible with us being able to trust her. You cannot give her the keys to the White House knowing that the pay-for-play game that she played when she was Secretary of State may well continue if she becomes president, although they're now saying that they understand there would be a conflict of interest for the Clinton Foundation to take any funding if she becomes president, yet they don't acknowledge that there was a conflict of interest when she was Secretary of State, and they were taking a lot of money from foreign governments who were getting access to her after they paid. What's wrong with you people? Why are you supporting her? Where are the independents out there expressing their enragement over this? This pisses me off. Hillary is going to talk about racism? Really? This is a woman who said that Robert Byrd, former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, was her mentor and friend, and she had nothing but admiration and respect for him. She's going to talk about racism. All you got to do is go to Google and just Google in Hillary Clinton examples of racism, and you will be amazed at how much shit she has done in her life, even in the recent past, as far back as 2008, during the presidential primaries when she ran against Barack Obama. And it was widely accused of racism in her campaign against him. Yet that's not brought up now. No one wants to discuss that now. They accused Trump of racism because of his participation in the birther movement and trying to get Barack Obama to present a valid birth certificate. Yet Hillary Clinton started the birther movement by releasing a photograph of Barack Obama dressed in full Muslim gear. Yet nobody wants to discuss that now. It was racist for Trump to ask for Obama's birth certificate, but it wasn't racist for Hillary to circulate a photograph she knew was going to inflame emotions in people in this country. That's what she was aiming for. She was trying to stoke the flames of racism in a nice, quiet, under-the-table fashion. It's what she does. It's what the Democrats do. Like I said, it's the most powerful weapon in their arsenal. They use it often, and they use it effectively. And it's about time that people wake up to that and stop being fooled by that bullshit. For all the African Americans in this country, you got to wake up and understand that you're just a number to the Democrats. They use you. All you want to them is guaranteed votes. They know you're in their hip pocket. They can count on it every election cycle. All they have to do is to put out a couple of ads stating that their opponents are racist and they're going to take away this, that, and the other thing, and they're going to hurt you and they're going to hurt your community. You got to see past that. You got to see past that. Donald Trump asked for your support, and he said, "What have you got to lose? To give me a shot." Now, that's not something that a politician says. You don't see somebody who's been in politics their whole life going up and giving a speech and saying, "What have you got to lose? Give me a shot." It just shows that he's a regular guy, and he walks the walk. He doesn't just talk the talk. He knows that he can fix the broken economy. He knows that he can reduce unemployment in this country. He knows he can create jobs, good jobs, bring our jobs back from overseas. He can do things that will benefit all of us, including African Americans and your communities. So yeah, you got nothing to lose. It's only a 4-year election cycle. We're not voting for a king. We're not crowning him emperor. He's not going to be president for life. Give him a shot at this. You know that Hillary's not trustworthy. You got to know that. Even if you think you got to vote for her because you've been a Democrat your whole life and the peer pressure is too much to even think about breaking ranks, but you got to know that Hillary is a criminal who's unindicted. The email server is something that would have gotten anybody else indicted. She deliberately and intentionally destroyed evidence. It came out today that she actually used a program to run a wash, a shred, so to speak, an electronic shred on the hard drive to try and render the data on it irretrievable. That's tampering with evidence. That's obstruction of justice. These are things that would get most people, like you and me, locked up. But she got a pass on it. You got to realize she's not trustworthy. You can't give her the keys to the White House. You can't let her run this country. She is a train wreck, and she's going to take all of us down with her. Give Trump a shot because he's an outsider. He's the only shot that we have at getting an outsider in the White House who's not going to be owned by the powers that be in this country. He's the only one who's not going to be part of the Washington cartel, who's going to continue to maintain the status quo for another 4 years and make sure that nothing changes so that everybody just continues to go along getting rich in politics. I have no problem with Donald Trump being a billionaire because he became a billionaire producing something. He's a builder. There's nothing wrong with making money and getting rich in this country when you produce, when you build, when you manufacture, when you do something to better the quality of the lives of the people in the country. Hillary got rich and her husband Bill got rich in politics. Politics made them millionaires. Selling themselves to the highest bidder to give speeches, getting paid $250,000 for a 90-minute speech. Money, obscene money that none of us would ever make. Certainly not for giving a speech. This is a no-brainer. You can't trust Hillary Clinton. And don't believe that crap that she's spewing right now about racism. Because Hillary is a racist right down to her core. She hides it very well, and all Democrats do. They always get a pass for things that they will tar and feather others for doing. Just look into her past. Just Google Hillary Clinton examples of racism, and you're going to find a lot of shit in her past. We've got barely 2 months to go, and we need to pick up the pace. We need to make New York a red state, and we need to make sure that the swing states swing red, and we need to make sure that Hillary Clinton is retired permanently, never again to get even within a breath of the White House.